Hi Neha,
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. So good to see you after a very long time. I think it's been 8 years, right?
Yeah.
So you're in Bangalore right now, I guess.
Yeah.
So we are listening to her from Bangalore, and she's been a very extraordinary student of engineering, very good at academics. I still remember her asking me the Smith chart doubts in my. I mean, that's where it all begins. So she's
Yeah.
been an exceptional student overall, and so after you got placed, Neha, and I think there was a gap uh,
Yes, ma'am.
between the
There was.
placement, yeah, and starting off a new chapter of your life. So what did you do in that gap? So because many students face a similar situation. So what did you do in that particular gap?
So, ma'am, our batch passed out in 2012, and for all of us, we had to join our company an year later. It was some kind of situation that um, all the companies, irrespective of which one it was, they called us an year later, and we didn't know what to do after we passed out. We had nothing to do. So, I started looking for opportunities that I could use meanwhile before I joined Infosys. And I came across it was a great opportunity as an ad hoc lecturer at St. Francis Institute of Technology. So I took it up and I taught BWE over there for a semester, and then I started realizing that I have interest in Gate, in appearing for Gate. I appeared for it in fourth year as well. I secured 95 percentile then, but as we all know that it usually takes more than one effort,
Yeah,
especially in such exams, to
correct.
excel. So I used another 6 months to sit down and prepare for Gate, and in 2013 I secured 90.3 percentile in Gate. So that's how I used it. Yeah, other than that, uh, I had joined many Facebook pages, and I used to keep a track of all the websites that tell you about uh, what are the latest job openings.
Okay.
For instance, Facebook pages like Freshers Plane and and Joe's Journal. These pages keep updating about government jobs, about many such jobs that we're not aware of.
Hmm.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to advise students. Being someone who was good in academics myself, when I look back now, I see probably I shouldn't have been so indulged in books, or
Hmm.
been so indulged in my semester by semester performance. Rather, from third year onwards, I should have been more interested in what's happening outside the world.
Right.
Um, what are the options that we can take? So I think students, I think that is rather more important. So
So basically, you're telling them to go ahead and join these groups on social media, like LinkedIn
definitely,
or like Facebook. These pages will be effective for them.
yes, I think nothing
And
like it. If they
you're
can join it.
encouraging them to read books. You mean what kind of books are we talking about here?
uh, not necessarily books. I'm encouraging them to look beyond their semester, as
Okay,
in to think, to sit down and think what they want to do.
right.
For example, many of us, many from my batch, probably even myself, we took up engineering just because we were science student.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we had to do
That's
after
the
we were
usual
science
approach.
students.
Either it is engineering or it's medical. So that's the
Right.
right.
So if a student can take some time out every day, say 10 minutes, and think of what he wants to do, and search on that. For example, now when I look back, I think fashion is something that I would be interested in. So back that time, had I given it a thought, I would have sat down and looked what are the options. I think it would have taken me somewhere. So I just want them to sit down, think over what they want to do, check out what are the avenues, what are the options, and other than that, I think they should definitely, third year onwards itself, they should definitely follow such pages on Facebook, because there are many career options that they are not even aware of. And I think, um, see, people who have families from an educative background, or people who have families from government job backgrounds, they would probably know about such jobs. But the other students, I think they lack on such elite jobs just because of lack of awareness.
Right. Actually, the students are so much into the common mode approaches like GRE, TOEFL, and
Yeah,
the same thing over and over again, I think. I mean, everyone is just repeating what somebody has already done. So,
yeah,
no, they are not thinking on new grounds. Like there are new approaches, new places that they should actually research into areas. Like you said, the fashion industry, like you could have done an MF Tech or something like that.
yeah,
That
yeah.
area also we could, look into, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's,
mean, even as an engineer, if someone is interested in fashion,
yeah,
I don't think they know it, but they can pursue masters in fashion by appearing for an exam, and they can be a postgraduate from very elite NIFTs like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai.
yeah. And they need technical people. They need engineers.
Right,
That's the eligibility. So that has not yet gone into the minds of these students. Very few know about it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
So that's a
one
good
career
start,
option.
Neha. Like, yeah. So the first thing that you're putting across to the crowd is do your research, right? And think
Yeah,
about where you exactly are headed well in
yeah,
advance. Right? Okay. So, Neha, the question to you is going to be I have seen the usual flow that, whenever I ask students, what are your career plans? They will always tell me that they are going for GRE, TOEFL, they're going abroad, they're going to Canada, they're going to Australia, they're going to do their MBA. One section of education that many Mumbai people, especially Mumbai students, I feel, because I've seen the trend is there in the north, but in Mumbai,
mhm,
I've seen very few students who are ready to go forward with government options, like very few of them. I mean, you will see very few who will say, okay, I am going to give a gate exam. Okay,
yeah,
so some
yeah,
just want to give it just to, check out like their IQ regarding engineering, but they're not exactly focused or serious about it. So could you elaborate to the students that there is a way which you are not looking at, there is something that we are not discussing about, and it
yeah.
exists. So I want you to put light on that area, Neha.
Yeah, ma'am, like you correctly said that in Mumbai, there are very few students who appear for government job exams, or for GATE for that matter. And I think the main reason for that is they are not aware. They
Yeah,
do not know about it.
correct.
They I myself got to know about it in third year when a batchmate of mine appeared in it.
Hmm.
So there are many such career options that I can tell you about. For
Yeah,
instance, if someone wants to be a scientist in ISRO,
yeah.
there is an annual exam that happens for engineers. ISRO conducts these exams specific to every branch of engineering, and it requires a certain aggregate in their academics. But I think students can take that exam third year onwards. So that's one great opportunity to get a profession of a scientist in ISRO. That exam usually happens around May. So that's one. And another great profession is defense. So uh, I'm not sure how many engineers know about it, that they as engineers can join the Air Force, the Indian Army, or the Indian Navy, and be officers. And it's one of the most elite and honorable profession. They can use their technical expertise in these defense fields,
In fact,
and
they should
they'll
contribute. Yeah, I have seen very
exactly. And
few people, like even if I am conducting a session in class, like to know my students, and I tell them to introduce themselves. In a batch of 60 students, there'll be like this one student who talks about UPSC, or there'll be
Yeah,
this one student who talks about defense. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah. So again, for defense, there is an exam, SSB. Some people might be aware of it, but there are technical entries. Engineers can also appear for the SSB exam. It's a 5-day exam, and if nothing, it's a great experience. I think each one of us should take this SSB exam once in their lifetime. They take the psychological test. They take your physical exercise test, and they take your interview. So so I think there's nothing like it. You can also be a pilot in the Indian Air Force or in the Indian Army. So this is one great, I think this is one great avenue. I think every engineer should try it once in their life. And then moving from that, another interesting option is for students who are interested in statistics and maths or
Correct.
numbers.
Right.
And it's on the boom at this point because there is a great
Data
need.
science coming up.
Right. Data science is coming up, data analyst. As engineers, students can do their masters in ISI. ISI is Indian
Statistical.
Statistical Institute, and again, it's a brilliant institute to study.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they can do masters in CSE, in ISI, and uh, it the job offers are very lucrative after that. Uh, there is a chance that students can get placed in companies like Goldman Sachs, Barclays, with the starting package of 13 lakh per annum. And that is, I think, it's a great start for someone who has done his engineering and then his master's for 2 years. I think nothing like it. So
Right.
that's another one option. And then, as we talked about, GATE exam. So GATE exam also, it happens once every year, and it is specific to every branch of engineering. And qualifying the GATE exam, it not only opens doors to institutes like ISC and IITs for masters, for MTech. We can also use our GATE score uh, to uh, to get employed in reputed government institutes like BARC, TRDO, and many PSUs like BEL, ONGC. So I think these are definitely, these things are worth knowing, and things are worth trying before you take the mundane route of joining an IT industry or doing
Yeah.
something that you. So I think
Which is the
these are
usual
the
trend. Which is the usual trend.
right. Yeah.
Because actually they are afraid of it. I'll tell you the frank opinion about it. I remember
Yeah.
asking one of them that why are you not going for these options? So they are like, there is no, they feel that in the IT industry, even if they lose a job, they can always get another one. They have that thing in their mind that there is some sort of a security in IT, which they may not
Hmm.
get in these domains, or the number of people who get into this are, the numbers are less. So
Yeah.
that is one major, major fear in the minds of the students. The reason for which they are not going for it. I mean, that
I
is
think
one.
yeah, that's right. I think the students feel that these exams are tough. These
Yeah,
job opportunities are tough
yeah,
because they are government. Because there are many students appearing. There are many students preparing for these exams over the years. But uh, but that shouldn't stop you from giving your try.
yeah.
A student wouldn't know its worth unless he appears in exam.
Right, right. Very true.
And the ones the avenues, the opportunities that I just talked about are to name a few. There are
Hmm.
many such government opportunities and many such exams that can probably take you in Tata Institute of Social Sciences.
Yeah.
These Working in these institutions is a matter of pride, and there is no job security as such. I mean, there is it is unparalleled job security.
Yeah, and even the students that must try to explore options. I think that
Right.
factor is very much apart from just scrolling on these social medias, they should also come to a
Right.
place
Right.
where they'll read content which is going to benefit them. Like, because
Yeah.
4 years of engineering, you are investing so much of money, your time, your energy, and at the end I've seen many students who just leave it, and just for the sake of getting a job, things like that, they just feel dry after a couple of years in the
Yeah, yeah,
industry also.
yeah.
So that's a very good suggestion, Neha, that students must look into these areas also. Nowadays, even
Yeah.
ISRO has come out with this IIRS, online programs which students are
Okay.
attending. So even
Okay.
Xavier's is, a collaboration with ISRO right now. So we're doing this
Okay. Wow.
IIRS online e-learning programs. So there is a trend which is coming, but it's very slow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
students, because of the pandemic, we have shifted to NPTL or more of online learning. So they have done a lot of
Mm-hmm.
certifications, but I'm not very sure about all these certifications they are doing, because unless and until they apply it somewhere,
Right. Right.
that is
Right.
also very true. But what do you suggest, Neha, to students? Like, how do they prepare for GATE? Is it just like how they prepared for the entrance in back, when they were preparing for entrance for engineering? Or is it that they have to be concentrating on GATE right from first year?
Uh, no, ma'am. Personally, I don't think they should put in that sort of stress first year onwards, because I know first year as it is, it's a difficult year.
Yeah,
So I think they can take a slow start. Third year onwards, they can be aware of what the exam is, and they can try with some mock papers. There are
right.
books
So
specific
maybe
for
in the
GATE.
third year you're talking about, right? That this they can take a, like, they understand the branch and everything by the second year, and
Right.
maybe by semester six they can start.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is in the third year that they start to get uh, they start to get a feel of what their branch exactly is,
Correct,
what their
correct.
specialization is. So and that is what they ask in GATE.
Yeah.
uh, they ask you the basic questions, but it is related to your core branch.
Hmm.
So I think they can take a chance. They can take a minimum three attempts if they start off in third year, and
Hmm.
then one in fourth year, and then if they are still interested, they can go for another year after engineering. I
Okay,
think
so
that
they
would be
can
a
give GATE in the end of third year. I mean, I thought you have to give the full. You have to give. You can give so many attempts.
yeah.
Okay. So it will be valid, and there is no negative marking after that, that which attempt you gave and all. Nothing like that,
No,
as
ma'am,
per
there's
compared
no
to like how we have in GRE and all.
no, ma'am, there's no negative marking.
Okay.
You can take as many attempts you want.
Okay. That's great. So that's a very important point and suggestion from you, Neha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Neha, we learned so much from you. I mean, you gave so much of lovely advice to the students. So what would you like to conclude? What would be your concluding statement uh, from your end?
Yeah, ma'am, I'd like to say that a third year student can sit down, or probably even a second year student can sit down every day. It's a simple exercise. Sit down every day for 10 minutes. Do some research. Like if you are following those Facebook pages that tell you about vacancies and job opportunities, see what they have to offer that day, and look what is interesting you. For instance, if you start looking at it third year onwards, it would only mean more attempts to an exam, more mock tests that you can take, and it would mean that you can scan through a variety of career options and then narrow it down to what actually interests you and work hard on that. So and it's nothing much really. It's just giving it 10 minutes daily, and it could also be something as simple as doing a Google of any thought that comes to your mind, like I want to work at Amazon. How can I work at Amazon as an engineer, or how can I work at Microsoft as an engineer? So start off with this,
Yeah,
and I
a lot
think
of reading that has to happen.
yeah, yeah, just by keeping yourself available to all this information that is there outside, I think they would benefit a lot, immeasurably probably.
Like read
And
Quora, like what Quora the questions will be answered, or
yeah,
go through these company websites and see what they're dealing with.
yeah,
And
Yeah, don't wait for your placement to happen or for you to go into fourth year and then think what you want to do. Just
Yeah.
keep yourself open for all the options.
Correct. Yeah.
And if you have a hobby, like if you like photography or if you like art, if you are into arts, then you can also do some research on that. What are the options that can help you make your hobby your profession? Also with this social media booming generation that we are in, you never know, you could probably be doing what you love. So I think you just have to read more, uh, do a bit of
Yeah.
more research than you're just rather than just spending time in the books.
Correct. Correct. So that means it's not only the studies, you're insisting that they must do their own research and not wait
Yeah,
for some company HR to come and tell you what their company deals with. So you should
right.
be
Don't
well
wait for
have that awareness factor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, don't wait for fourth year. I would put it upfront like this, that study less for half an hour, but
Correct.
do this daily.
Right, right. They could find out
Yeah,
what companies come to their organization and do a little homework on those companies, which will be
yeah,
effective, and in fact, there's a lot of communication gap, Neha. I mean, which I think alumni organizations and e-cells and, they should do. There's a gap between the seniors like you all to the existing
yeah,
students of their organization. So I believe
yeah,
if
and
organizations can reach out to you all, I think nothing like it.
definitely, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're doing something similar via these
Yeah,
videos.
correct, correct.
You're asking, right, and I think it's the best. This is, I think this is the need of the hour. This is the communication that students need,
Right.
because we were also in their shoes back then, and we are advising them to do this. So I think it would be very effective.
Yes, that's very nice, Neha. Thank you for your time, Neha. How can they reach
Yeah,
out to
sure.
you, my dear? I mean, will you be providing some, should they reach out to you on your Instagram or email or?
Yeah, ma'am, they can always reach out to me on my Instagram page.
Okay, so I think
I'll
I'll put your
Yeah.
Instagram link on the description box,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yeah,
Sounds
so,
good. Yeah.
so that's very nice. So thank you so much for joining us
Thank
and
you, ma'am.
sharing so much of
It's my
information
honor.
and an eye opener for all the students out there who are still thinking, wondering what to do. It's like the
Yeah.
confusion never ends, Neha. I mean, they keep asking and asking. I
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
feel,
yeah.
I hope they reach somewhere. They stop
Yeah, yeah.
because there is a point they don't know where to stop. That also. I mean, that is also very important. Yeah. So thank
Yeah,
you so
I
much
hope
for.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Tell me.
I hope this helps.
Yes, it will. It
This
will
helps the
absolutely.
students.
It will absolutely help because you're talking about an area which is less traveled. Let's say that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, ma'am.